This is HuffPost Live. I'm Mike Sachs, and it's time for our community sound-off. I want to introduce who's in the Hangout. We can talk about this. It's Kara Schultz. She's a managing editor at PNC News in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We have John Sinton, a media professional in Atlanta, Georgia. And Marguerite Ward, a communications strategist in New Rochelle, New York. So I want to go to our next story here. The Onion has duped politicians, television personalities, and even the New York Times, and now it can add the Iranian news agency farce to the list of those who've taken it for real news. The news agency reported a recent Onion article, and I'm going to pull up the story here. It says, Gallup poll, rural whites prefer Ahmadinejad to Obama. And they reported that as official news. I'm going to scroll down here for a second and show you the screen grab. And they grab a quote here. According to the results of a Gallup poll released Monday, the overwhelming majority of rural white Americans say they would rather vote for Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad than U.S. President Barack Obama. I'm not sure if that, if the people that the Onion was kind of making fun of are the kind of voters that anyone wants to say are supporting them.
Yeah, there's no question that they're making fun of America's voters. And the bonus for the Onion was that they caught Fars, the official state Iranian news agency, in this grand little trap. But probably the more interesting and less funny aspect of this is that because so many Iranians are dependent on Fars for their news, that they will actually believe it.
You know, the Onion catches people out often, and there's a reason why the Onion catches people out, and that's because people want to believe certain ways. And so when they see something that catches their eye that speaks to what they already have as an internal story going on in their mind, they latch onto it and believe it. And so I always find it interesting what stories the Onion does, and, you know, other satire, because we recently had other satire that got taken as a real story, which one of those get taken as truth and gets passed around. And I think that tells a lot more about the people who are grabbing the story and their mental processes than anything else.
I think the Onion has a real cunning when it comes to picking out heated political ideas that exist in the U.S. And I'm not talking about the ability for them to spoof so many people, but I'm talking about how the Onion can pick on feelings across the U.S. in politics and highlight them. And I think what they're highlighting right now is the extreme hate. I'm not sure if hate is completely the all-encompassing word, but hate and questioning of our current president, President Obama. You know, it sort of implies the hate of the birther movement, or the questioning of the birther movement. So I think it's really cunning in that sense. Yeah.
You know, I think it may be, if I may, it's probably worth framing this issue. I suspect I've been in my share of writers' rooms around satire, and I'm guessing that at the Onion, the operating precept is the Shakespearean quote that many a truth is said in jest. And I think they're able to put such a fine point on their societal observations and their, you know, cynical and satirical views by taking something that has a kernel of truth and ratcheting it up just enough so that the majority of the people who read it will understand its farcical nature. And then the rest of us will go, damn, that's right.